So today we're going to talk about abortion. I wanted to start off by picking the most controversial topic that I could think of. And abortion has also been in the news lately because of new laws passed in Georgia and Alabama. And most recently in Alabama, they passed a bill that would be a total ban on abortion, except if the woman's health is at risk. So there's no exception for rape or incest. And it also would charge doctors with murder for performing abortions. So you would be telling me that doctors who perform abortions on women would be charged with murder. So doctors and nonviolent drug offenders getting decades in prison while white collar criminals who cost the American people many millions of dollars end up in jail for only a couple of years, or recently the pharmaceutical industry where executives have caused tens of thousands of deaths due to opioid overdose, overprescribing, um, opioids like Oxycontin, giving people hundreds of pills that they don't need, causing literally tens of thousands of deaths all throughout the country, devastating communities. But those people will face no prosecution. But this is really where the country has come to. Luckily, that abortion, as of now, is constitutionally protected. Roe v. Wade was passed in 1973 and upheld in Planned Parenthood v. Casey in 1992, where it was established that a undue burden could not be placed on a woman's access to abortion. So this Alabama law absolutely goes against the Constitution because the Supreme Court decided that Constitution gives women the right to an abortion, but they know that. The people in Alabama who passed this law, they know that. All they're trying to do is bring it, well, I believe it was already struck down, but they're going to appeal it, and then it's going to go to the Supreme Court. And Trump has gotten lucky and managed to pass two different Supreme Court justices so far in his presidency. And there are some other justices that are getting pretty old. I'm not going to name names here, but let's all say a prayer for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I guess I'm gonna. I guess I am gonna say names. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, if you're listening, and I'm guarantee you are not, but if you are, please don't die. That's all I can say. Because if you do, and Trump picks Kavanaugh 2.0, then we are completely screwed as a nation. They will undo Roe v. Wade in a split second. I mean, these court justices are confirmed by the Senate, and they used to be confirmed. I believe once I looked it up, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who was considered extremely liberal, was passed in the Senate by like a 90 to 10 vote. It didn't used to be at all controversial to pass these Supreme Court justices. But recently, they've been a complete disaster because you get these right wing nut jobs who really have no respect for the Constitution. And it's supposed to be the Republican Party of the Constitution. They're supposed to be the strict constitutionalists. And you can't see me, but I'm making air quotes right now. But that's just a complete lie. I mean, right now, you have Donald Trump completely undermining the First Amendment, using the Espionage Act to prosecute Julian Assange. I mean, the Republican Party of today has absolutely no respect for the Constitution. And anytime they say that, it's an absolute lie. I mean, just invoking the Espionage Act against a U.S. whistleblower who leaked hugely important documents to the public. I mean, it was already should have been a crime that all of that stuff was kept secret to begin with, but that's an issue all on its own. Back to abortions, though. I mean, the Republican Party today is nothing like it used to be. And the reason is that, they realized, I mean, the Democrats used to be the party of the white working class. They used to control all the South. And the Republicans kind of came up with a new strategy. What they were going to do is they're going to appeal to the white working class, the Northern Catholics, the evangelicalists, and the way they're going to do that, they're not going to support popular policies that would benefit those people. That's what the Democrats are doing. They're going to use social issues to get those people to vote against their own self-interest. So they do this with abortion, of course, with gun control, gay marriage. Right now, they're fear-mongering immigration by fear-mongering transgender issues, saying, oh, you're going to have all these men coming to women's bathroom, I don't even know, raping women. I mean, it's complete and utter nonsense, but that's how these Republicans have been fear-mongering racism throughout the country for decades in order to get Southern Democrats, Catholics, evangelicals to vote against their own self-interest. I mean, if people voted for their self-interest, then the Democrats would win every single election. But right now, you have the majority of these, white working class men voting Republican, even though they're the ones who would benefit most from progressive policies. Like these southern states, like Alabama, who's one of the poorest states in the country, benefits the most from the Democratic states, the big cities, because those are the states that pay the most in taxes, and then those taxes go to the welfare programs that benefit the poorest states the most. But these are the same states that vote to defund the welfare programs that the Democratic states are the ones funding in the first place. So it's all just ridiculous. I mean, Nixon was the one who really started this strategy of appealing to the South, appealing to white working class voters that used to be Democratic strongholds. But even he did not have these controversial views on abortion. He thought abortion was sometimes necessary, specifically in cases of interracial marriage, because because back then abortion was not it wasn't such a touchy issue. The bigger issue was racial relations. Now the Republicans kind of lost that battle in the long run, but they're still fighting to keep out immigrants. They're still fighting to keep that slim white majority we have in this country. But it's an impossible feat. I mean, they're not, because they know as soon as they lose the white majority in the country, I mean, they're out of a party. They either have to abandon some of their positions that go directly against, they go directly against the policies that benefit white working class people the most.